We might have sold our goalkeeper. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of season 2 of Conquering Europe with Liverpool on Football Manager 2019. Today we play in the Premier League against Watford and play our first Europa League match. I think I said Champions League last time, not realising that we're only in the Europa League. But we play our first Europa League match against, don't ask me to pronounce it, but I think we should be alright. Apollon Limassol. I don't think there's much difficulty to pronouncing that one. Apollon Limassol from the Cyprus League. I don't think there's much difficulty in that one, and there's not going to be much difficulty in the game, I believe. But we're still unbeaten after 6 games in the Premier League. You guys saw the 3rd and 4th ones in the yesterday's episode, but if you haven't seen them, make sure to go and watch them. But after that, we have won our last 2 games. Crystal Palace took the lead against us at Anfield against them earlier on, and Milivojevic scored from a penalty, which was conceded by Van Dijk, I want to say, or possibly Mamana, who had a lower average rating. We conceded the penalty, and then Palace returned the favour and conceded another penalty. Balotelli scored that one, and then he rounded it off with a just after half-time goal to make it 2-1 and give us the 3 points. Brighton also took the lead with Balotelli once again. It's like deja vu, getting the result back to even Stevens. And then Firmino, after half-time, made it 2-1. But apart from that, not much happened until the end of the game when Robertson made it 3-1. Or Brighton made it 3-2, but luckily we still got the 3 points. So we've got 2 home games today against Watford, in which Daniel Sturridge is back at Anfield, and Apollon Limassol is the next game also at Anfield. So I did talk a little bit about some goalkeeper that we've sold. We might have just sold ALLISON for 77 million. It was a weird one. They came in for him on deadline day. Let's try and go back to deadline day if we possibly can. There was a rumour, I don't think it's going to be here, but there was a rumour that they wanted ALLISON, that PSG wanted ALLISON, and straight after that, there was a bid for him, and I thought, bloody hell, that was a right shock. As you can see, the bid was 49 million. I said, there's no way we're going to sell him for that. So we increased it to 70 million, and it's 50. I think it's pretty much 48 million already, and then it's 20 million in instalments and a few extra million in also in other fees. So the transfer might rise to 77 million. He's been a good servant to the club, but I thought, to be honest, he's a good goalkeeper, but is he world class? He's a brilliant goalkeeper, but no player is indispensable, and they're coming for good offers. That means our only goalkeeper now is Joe Hart. We have Loris Karius, but Loris Karius isn't even registered for the Premier League, which gives us a little bit of an issue if Joe Hart gets injured. But for today's game against Watford, we have Joe Hart in goal, making his first appearance of the season, with Alexander-Arnold, Mia, Van Dijk and Moreno at the back. Keita and Wijnaldum are in the midfield, with Shaqiri and Trincao on the wings, with Balotelli and Firmino up front. So let's get straight into this game, shall we, against Watford. As I just said, it's an Anfield return for Daniel Sturridge. That'll be an interesting one today. Hopefully he doesn't score against us, but he was on fire for us in the first season, so he might do the same against us today. Doesn't look like he's done too brilliantly. Can we have a look at what he's done so far this year? Let's have a quick look. He's only played 1 game for them, actually. He hasn't scored yet, so that's positive for us. But hopefully we should go and win this game. Watford haven't had the best start, I believe. They haven't had the most fantastic of starts. But we've proven many times that any team can go and beat us. It happens quite regularly, but we haven't been beaten so far. I can understand you can say, well, we haven't had the hardest games apart from those 2 games that we showed last episode against Manchester City and Tottenham. But we've still completed those games. We've completed them. We haven't drawn too many of them. We've drawn 2, but out of 6 games, that's not all too bad, considering that we did draw the 1 against Man City. So that's a little bit more acceptable. But as long as we go and beat Watford today, I am pretty content. But it looks like we might have an early chance of in the first 10 minutes. Trincao into the box, Shaqiri. And it was a bit of a lapse in concentration from the Watford number 3 there. And Shaqiri nearly put in the back of the net. Classed as a clear-cut chance that was. But a good save from the Watford keeper. But perhaps you could say that Shaqiri should have done a little bit more. Now, Mario Rui has got a counter-attack for Watford. What can he do? Back to Adam. It can't be Alan Smith. Surely it can't be Alan Smith. It's Adam Smith. I thought it was Adam Smith. Just checking. We've got another corner, though, a few minutes later. Shaqiri into Trincao, and Trincao has made it 1-0. And within the first few games this season, Trincao, has scored the same amount that he did last year. Trincao was the assists master last year. I think he got about 15 or 16 assists, which is the joint most in the Premier League. But he's got his first goal with the 2 wingers combining, and that is a very nice finish to make it 1-0 to Liverpool at home. And these are the sorts of games we need to win, ultimately. Hopefully we get our first, I think it'll be our first clean sheet of the season, apart from that Tottenham game, so ignore that. But our second clean sheet of 7 in the season. It looks like Shaqiri's a little bit injured, which seems a little bit of a shame. But we need clean sheets, because ultimately we need to And no disrespect to Watford here, we need to be beating the smaller sides if we're going to go and win this Premier League. And the Europa League's a little bit of a distraction. It's a bit unfortunate, but we will put good resources into the Europa League, or else what's the point in playing it? Because there isn't any point. We should be able to get through our group quite easily. We don't have much in the way of issue in our group, even though, by the way, we do have Lokomotiv Moscow in that group, who were actually in our Champions League group in the first season. Balotelli should put it in the back of the net, but it won't count because it's offside. Let's have a quick look at this. Alexander-Arnold to Trincao, and to be fair, yeah, he is miles off. Firmino's miles off as well, and the two defenders doing well, to be fair, to play Balotelli off. But we put it in the net twice, and to be fair, it looks like, I wouldn't say controlling this game just yet, but we're 1-0 up, and we've been the only team to have any shots on target. So going into half-time, this looks like a fairly easy one that we should be able to win, and we've been able to limit the influence of Daniel Sturridge so far, who of course moved to Watford at the end of last year for 40 million. But I might have spoken a bit too soon, but Virgil van Dijk deals with that, puts it out to Alexander-Arnold. But now there's a little bit more pressure, but Keita dissolves that. And Shaqiri, lovely ball up, but doesn't quite lead to anything. That'd be brilliant to see a clean sheet, particularly today, because obviously we've got Joe Hart playing his first game. And it might just show us that hopefully he can be the right replacement for ALLISON. But luckily, Balotelli, he's found the net for the second time today, but it's the first one that counts. The man who scored the man who actually assists the first goal, not the man who scored the first goal. The man who assisted the first goal makes it a double in terms of assists, a duo, whatever you want to call it, a brace of assists. A lovely ball from Shaqiri through to Balotelli. Balotelli hits it first time, and he scored 7 within about 3 or 4 games. And Balotelli had a hat-trick against Man City. He scored goals, I think, in every game he's played. And Balotelli is definitely our best striker so far this year, which is absolutely brilliant to see. And we're going to just say, look, don't get complacent now. We are going to change the tactic, and it might sound a little bit stupid, to our park the bus tactic. We're going to make a few changes to it, but I just think, to be honest, that when we're 2 goals up, it does make a little bit of sense just to change that tactic. I know we haven't particularly changed in terms of our mentality as such, but we don't really need to change our mentality. I'm on about positions, not mentality, sorry. We don't really need to change that too much because, to be honest, you know, that works. But just having the part of the bus tactic on, I know it's on attacking, but it just makes sure that we're a little bit more composed about ourselves and really make sure that whilst we do maintain some sort of attacking ability and prowess, and we're not just sitting back all the time, it also makes sure that we have the defensive prowess not to muck it up. That's what we want to do this season, because a lot of the time last year, in fact this season as well, and I think the second game against Burnley, we were 2-0 up at half-time, ended up 2-2. So personally, even though it might be a little bit boring, I'd rather have a highlight-less half, if that's a word, I don't quite know. But I'd rather have no highlights and a half and win this one 2-0 than have a lot of highlights and perhaps end this one 2-2 or 3-2. But this tactic, of course, doesn't absolutely, if you like, well, it does minimise the effects and the risk of Watford coming back into it, but it doesn't completely erase that effect. So there could be a goal from Watford here, but a lovely save from Joe Hart. You could say it was straight at him, that one was, but Chalobah had a beautiful shot, and it was an even more beautiful save from Mr. Hart. But of course, Naby Keita has had to ruin it, and we're going to have to tell the players to concentrate. We have now awarded a penalty, courtesy of Naby Keita being a little bit silly there, and could have been given Watford with half an hour ago a route back into this match. Can Joe Hart save her? He can't. He goes the right way, fair play to him, but Boschilla beats him, and it's his 3rd goal of the season. Hopefully, though, we don't go and concede another, or else that just makes complete mockery of what the good work we did in the first half. But this could even be within a minute of us conceding that goal. Could be a second Watford goal. Quite a poor clearance from Naby Keita. It doesn't seem like he's played very well in any game he's played so far this year, so I'm a little bit worried about Naby Keita. Could it be 2-2? Zakani, I don't really know how to pronounce it. Adam Smith, a brilliant save from Joe Hart. He's been very good today, to be quite honest to him. I can't think you can blame him for the penalty or blame Naby Keita for the penalty. A lovely block, though, from Alexander-Arnold, carried on by Trincao. But what we're going to do, we're going to bring Keita off. He seems a little bit apprehensive, which I'm a little bit worried about. We're going to bring him off, and I know it's early on, but we are going to bring Almi Toure on for Van Dijk. He's absolutely shattered. And the least thing, and the thing we certainly don't want is an injury for Van Dijk, particularly because we've got Gomez who's out for a while, so we don't want to run that risk whatsoever. We're going to go back to the gegenpress because I do feel like possibly that we might need another goal just to shore up this game and make sure it's a foregone conclusion. But Watford could still get back into this. I mean, Watford could still go and win this game. You know, that's not out of the question, and possibly it could be a goal for Watford now. Adam Smith into the box for Sturridge. Oh, that could have just been fate. That could have been fate going, well, you know, Sturridge, you should have scored that one, and it would have been a fairy tale against your old club. But tough luck, just against the frame of the post. And Watford put a corner in, and luckily for us, it is unsuccessful. We've got 10 minutes to go. We are going to go cautious now, just to make sure that we complete this game. But I'm a little bit worried still about our defence, and it's not because Allison's gone. These problems were here before Allison left. Chalobah's through on goal, a lovely save, but no, come on, lovely. Absolutely fantastic. Joe Hart's been brilliant today, but ultimately, we're letting Watford in way too easily. And even though Hart's made some fantastic saves today, it's not really good enough. We're going to have to go back again to that part of the bus tactic, just to make sure we do keep that goal. But a 7.1 rating from Joe Hart. Could that be decreased if we concede again here? Firmino, just chuck it out. Just get it out, son. Gnabry, good ball up to Balotelli. Could this be 3-1? This could be the finish of the game. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. He shoots, and that's just over the bar. It's a good shot from Balotelli, but really just straight at the keeper. But it's kept it up their end for a little bit long, which is all that really matters, to be fair. And if we can win this match, we start off the league 17 points from 21, which, to be fair, we can't really ask for too much more from the start of the Premier League, particularly saying that we've started with games against Tottenham and Man City. Very tough games. And here goes Balotelli again with a lovely ball to Gnabry. Gnabry shoots. Gnabry again. Back into Trincao. Can he do anything for Firmino? Firmino puts it in the back of the net. Trincao, very selfless there. Put it into Firmino and put it in the back of the net. Did Firmino to make it his third goal of the season. The first assist of the day for Trincao, which means that basically all the strikers and the wingers have played their part. They've even got an assist, apart from Gnabry. No, Shaqiri went off injured at half-time. I was really confused why Gnabry was on there. But a lovely shot from Firmino. Really helped out by Gnabry and Trincao, which made that goal. But Trincao, the man of the match, with a 9 out of 10. And that should be it now. A very convincing 3-1 win. And I think, to be honest, that we should be doing something similar against Apollo or whatever the name are. But it's not a foregone conclusion. Worse has happened before. Here we are then at Anfield for the game against Apollon Limassol in Cyprus. And we play a fairly similar team to the team that played against Watford. Just Ben Woodburn comes in for his first appearance of the season, I want to say. Fabinho and Henderson in the midfield, and Mamana comes in to replace Van Dijk. He's a little bit tired after the last game. Shaqiri's out for a few weeks, and that's why Mo Salah replaced him today. But really, we should be beating this team. I think that Watford are the team that are probably harder to beat than Apollon Limassol, and it should be quite an easy game, but these games always seem to be a bit more of a challenge than they want to be. But saying that, we did go to play Shakhtar, didn't we? Was it Season 1 in the Europa League? And we beat them something like 9-1 on aggregate, something stupid like that. So, hopefully, we do something like that today. That'd be a lovely end to today's episode. But I feel like we might have a tinge of complacency, which is something we might have addressed before the match, but we didn't in the end, which is a bit unfortunate, but nonetheless. We are just 6 minutes in. Good interception from Henderson. Lovely ball from Fabinho through to Balotelli. Can we get our first goal of the game to Woodburn? And Woodburn's put it in the back of the net. Balotelli and Woodburn. Would you ever think that you would hear those two be mentioned as a striking partnership? Clearly not. But at the start of this game, we've had 6 shots in 7 minutes. But Balotelli, very selfless from Balotelli there. Brilliant stuff from Henderson with the interception. But a lovely ball from Fabinho from there to Balotelli. And very selfless from Balotelli. But still, it took a lot of class for Woodburn to put that one in the back of the net. Now, I'm going to be quite greedy here. I am going to just go and try and basically do be as direct as possible. And just trying to score as many goals as possible. That might be greedy and a little bit complacent, a little bit stupid, but we should be beating a team like this. We're 1-0 up already, and it looks like we're absolutely dominating. And funnily enough, we've had less possession, but within 13 minutes, we've had 8 shots, and this could be a little bit of a catastrophe for the Apollon Limassol team. But saying that, we're only 1-0 up at the moment. You know, we can't get too complacent or cocky. We have got another highlight 15 minutes in now. If we go 2-0 up, I'll be happy as Larry. But if we go back to level pegging, we do look a little bit stupid for how complacent I'm being here. But they have got an attack. Castanos in the box, and it's in. Wow. Well, Apollon have got a goal back, and that was quite poor from us there, to be honest. Apollon's first goal of the game. Well, obviously, it's the first goal of the game. It's their first shot of the game. And it was obviously on target and put it in the back of the net, which isn't fantastic for us. I wasn't really expecting that one, but perhaps we ought to be a little less cocky. That might be the way to go. Poor pass from Robertson there. I told you before the game that this is going to be one of them. It's going to be one of them that we lose, I feel. But Alexander-Arnold, good ball to Salah. This could just be A bit of a bit of a hold to it, if you like, and we should be fine. But a lovely ball from Jorge Mir to Woodburn. Through on goal. Is he going to shoot? He is going to shoot. A little bit greedy there. Should have squared it to Balotelli. But a good, strong shot from Woodburn, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work out in the end. But we should be winning this game. If we don't win, we'll look a little bit ridiculous, particularly on the stats. But a good ball from Salah through to Trincao, and Trincao puts it in the back of the net. It's his second goal of the season. Lovely assist from Salah, and a lovely corner from Salah, and Trincao now makes it 2-1, which is absolutely fantastic. But the rest of our group, it looks a fairly easy one. But to be fair, the other two, I don't know a lot about Apollon, but the other two are, Champions League potential teams, doesn't really like us. But Lokomotiv Moscow, we played in the first season, and Maribor have been in the Champions League a hell of a lot of times. At Trincao still to Balotelli, to Henderson, and it's 3-0. Good goal from Henderson. And Balotelli's second assist of the day, so he scored, did he score 2 or 1? No, I think he scored 1 against Watford, and he's got 2 assists so far today. 17 shots, we could run absolute riot against Apollon here. The stats really don't lie. We have dominated this game so far. It'd be lovely to get a good win, just to put some confidence in the attack of the team, but we don't particularly want to concede too many. That would look a little bit stupid. But Lokomotiv Moscow took the lead against Maribor. Trent Alexander-Arnold there, nearly making it 4-1. And we have got another highlight just before half-time. If they can get it back to 3-2, they're very much still in this game, which is a complete mockery, seeing as the fact that the only shot they've had was their goal, and after that they haven't offered anything at all. But a lovely ball from Fabinho. Woodburn one-on-one with the keeper, and Woodburn should have scored that. I know he's young, but he's had quite a few clear-cut chances now, and he should have scored that one. But Maribor on the edge of half-time make it 1 each with Lokomotiv Moscow. And to be quite honest, I don't think I'll really show much of the group stage when it comes to the Europa League. I do quite like to show on camera the first game of the European season, whether that be the Europa League or the Champions League. That's awkward, isn't it? I do like to show the first game, but to be quite honest, I do think, without being complacent, which I am being complacent, because I don't think there's going to be much trouble us getting out of the group, but I don't think I'll show much of the group stage in the Europa League, because I don't think inevitably that the games will be that exciting in terms of them being that close. But again, it'd be nice to show a win on camera, and it would extend our unbeaten run, which is something that we are quite proud of. We haven't lost since the start of the season, 2 draws, and the rest have been wins. And we're definitely having a better campaign than last year. And we were temporarily, of course, after that Watford game, on top of the Premier League table. Apologies for that. All of a sudden, light on me there. It's just because I was checking something else. But Socrates out to somebody Keys, and they're all Cypriots. So they're all going to have names like that, which are going to be quite confusing for me to pronounce. So I'm not going to try out. A lovely ball into the box. But back to Salah. It's rebounded back to him. Nice shot, and it's gone off the Apollon defender. And even though Salah should get the goal, Danos Costi intercepts and puts it in the back of the net. And that is now 4-1 to the Reds. Now, can we get any more goals? That's a lovely one. Look at that. FM this year, it's a really good feature that if you're over 7 in terms of your rating, you go green in terms of... Alexander-Arnold has now dropped to just 7. Oh, no, he's back on it. Lovely. Look at that. Look at that. Just all green. Can we get another goal now? We've had 30 shots. It's going to be number 31, I can imagine. Balotelli out to Salah. Salah back in the box for Trincao, and it's just over the bar. Now we're going to bring Trincao off because he seems very tired of a 60% condition, which is no good for anybody at all. We're also going to bring... can we bring Robertson off? No, not particularly. We're going to put Fabinho though. I know it seems stupid, but oh well. Puts Cabinator. Okay, fair enough. Naby Keita there. And we're also going to bring on... We'll bring on Aguero for Woodburn. I'm not really convinced with Woodburn today, even though, I suppose the Europa League might be a little bit big for him at this stage. But as someone I wanted to use a bit more this year, he scored the goal, fair enough to him. But after that, I haven't seen much in terms of composure, etc. But he scored a goal. It's good to see him score a goal. And we can take that risk to bring him off now, because the game is pretty much over. And that could have been an easy 5th there for Gnabry, if not for the goalkeeper's good save. To be fair, their goalkeeper's played quite well today, considering that we've had 33 shots and only scored 4 of them. That might show that we've been a bit incompetent, but 18 of those shots have been on target, so that means that, say even 3/4 of those had to be stopped by the goalkeeper. So they've been very good at stopping goals, but this could be another one. Lovely route ball, one football from Henderson to Gnabry into the box for Salah, and it's just gone off the bar. And Aguero put it in the back of the net. A nice touch from Aguero from that Salah assist in the end. At least Salah comes away with something after that good shot. Aguero gets the goal though. Good stuff from Henderson out to Gnabry. We're going to be greedy now. We're just going to go all out attack in terms of just chucking the ball, overlapping it on the right and the left. Dribble less, pardon me. Air possession. Yep, that looks all fine. We're going to be as direct as possible, but blimey, I thought our result was a good one. Milan beating Steaua Bucharest 9-0 in their game. What a start to the Europa League that isn't for Steaua Bucharest. That's an absolutely disastrous start. We could inflict exactly the same fate on Apollon here. It could be 6-1. Gnabry has a shot. It's just off the post. We still have 10 minutes left here to inflict any more damage. It's a nice feel-good episode this is, where we could get even 40 shots. And makes me look like a tactical genius when in fact we're just playing an opposition that are not good enough in all truth. But Fabinho nearly makes it 6. Genuinely, it could be 10 or 12 here. We've had 19 shots on target. And yeah, it could be 10-0. But it's not going to be. It's going to be quite an easy win though. We tick over to 93 minutes. It's 5-1, and that's the final whistle. And that is a very solid and secure result. And I think, to be honest, you should have enjoyed that one. And if you did enjoy that one, make sure to leave a like. Comment in the video down below your thoughts, and particularly on ALLISON leaving the club. We've only conceded 2 goals there today, which isn't too bad considering that Joe Hart is supposed to be surplus to requirements according to the States. But I'm not really sure what they're going on about, because Joe Hart's still a very proficient goalkeeper, but less about Joe Hart. But until next time, folks, thank you very much for watching and for your constant support. We're nearly at 600 subscribers now, so make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done already. Make sure to click on any of the end screen elements if you want to see more on the channel in the imminent future. But thank you very much for watching, and until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.